Hello, beautiful people. Welcome you to my channel again. I hope you are all doing great. My name is Partner. So, if you're new to my channel, please do me a favor to subscribe and remember to turn your notification bell so that anytime I upload a new video, you'll be the first to get notified. Today, I'm going to show you how to create a pattern for a short pant trouser. Okay, the second method. In my other video, I've shown you a method on how to create the same pattern in a different way. And like I said, you can watch the two videos and you see the one that you feel will be easy for you to work with. But like I also said, they are all very, very simple and easy to understand. Also, watch the video on how to take a proper measurement for a palm trouser. You need to really watch that video. When you do, then you'll be able to understand very well how to dive into this. Okay, getting started. What I'm going to do now is to start putting in my measurements. First of all, the length of the pant I am making is 20 inch. I'm creating a pattern for a short pant of 20 inch. And the top of it is going to have a band of say about 2 inch. So I am going to take away that 2 inch from here and start taking my measurement from this 2 inch. So I'm just going to place it like so and start taking my measurement. The hip measurement is 9. I'll map that out. The crotch line measurement is 11. The full length of the pants is 20 with an extra 2 inch for the allowance at the hem part. So what I will do next now is to convert all this dot to a straight line. The next thing I will do now is to create a curve for my side. Okay, I'm going to be creating a curve for my side before we start taking the measurements. This is totally different from the first method. Don't forget that. On this waistline here, I will go in by 1 inch. On this down part, I am going in by 1.5 inch, and the same thing here at this closing part, 1.5 inch. So what I will do next is to connect this point here to my waist and connect it also all the way to this down part. From the hip to the waist here, then from the hip again to this point. Can you see this? Now we have created our shape first. Here we are creating the shape first, the side curve, before we start working. But on the other method, we inputted our measurements and the curve came out on its own. Okay. So the next thing I will do now is to start applying my measurement from this point of line. You're no longer on this piece. Do not forget that the waistline will be starting from this point here. The hip line will start from here. The flap on this cross line is going to start from here. And of course, the rounding measurements will also start from here as well. Okay. Now, the waistline I'm working with is 38. I divided by 4. Let me also remind you that for a palm trouser, the waist and the hip you divide by 4. But for the round new measurement, um, the round flap measurement, the round knee measurement, and the ankle, if it's going to be a long full length trouser, you divide them by 2. Do not forget that. So on this waistline, 38 divided by 4, 9.5. I will add an allowance of 2 inch here. Okay. Then on the hip line, which is 44, I divide it by 4, that is 11. I'll add an allowance of 2 inch. On this crotch length, which is the round flap measurement, I will divide by 2. And the round flap measurement is 26. I will divide it by 2. That gives me 13. I'm starting from here. Do not forget that on this line here, 13. And I'll be adding an allowance of 1 inch for the crotch length. Every other allowance on this waist and hip was 2 inch, but here I am adding 1 inch. Then on this round flap measurement I'm working with is 22. I will divide by 2 as well. That will give me what? 11. So I'm just going to be adding allowance of say 1.5 inch. I will extend it the same way, just extend it to this point as well. 11 inch, 1.5 inch. Okay, now the next thing I will do now is just to join my line. From here I need to create my crotch. Okay, I'll take this hip line here, this measurement, I'll just take it straight like so. Okay, then place my tape at an angle from this edge here, at this angle 90 that has been formed here. Now I'll create my tape at this edge here and mark out say 1 inch. Okay, this is just to help me create my hip crotch. Just gently curve it to this point. Can you see this? So the next thing I will do is to extend it to the waistline. And also to this point. And that is it. Then coming to this top here, I will go in by 1 inch. And I'm going to extend it all the way to this point to create my slant. Can you see this? But when I'm cutting for my back, this 1 inch I'm taking away from here, I'm going to put it back on my back piece. The back piece is meant to be higher than the front piece. So I'm not going to cut out this yet. I'm still going to use, I will cut it out at the end when I'm done cutting out the back piece. So every other part here, I will just cut out. And that is it for the front piece. So the next thing I'll do now is to place it on another paper to cut my back piece. I'm just going to hold this down with a pin so that I have it in place properly. So having my front piece in place, on this crotch line, I'll just extend the line like so and map out 1.5 inch here. And on this down part, map out 3/4 inch, 3/4 inch. Okay, 1.5 inch here, 3/4, 3/4. I'm just going to connect the line this way. Then here, all I need to do is to create my curve all the way to the get to this point. It has to dissect here at this point. So I'll just gently do that. To meet this crotch line. Like so. Okay. Then the next thing I'll do is to remember the 1 inch we took away from this upper part. I'm going to put it here back now. Put my 1 inch here, then extend it to this point. Okay. Then on this part, I'll come out by 1 inch as well. The reason why I am putting this is because of the back dart. Okay. So I'm just extending this like this to this 1 inch. From here, I'll just take it to the hip line. So extending it to the hip line, then I'll cut out the remaining, and that's it. So when I'm done with that, I can now cut out this front piece, the up part. So the next thing I'm doing now is just to cut out. And that's it, guys. We're done cutting out for the back piece as well. So in order to get my dart line, I'll just take my front piece, my back piece rather, fold it into two like this, notch it at the center, and here I'll have the point where I'll be putting my dart. I'll be sewing 4 inches downward. I can remember I didn't put this, I didn't talk about this part on the first method, okay? Fold into two, get the dart point here. This is where I'm going to be attaching my dart, just so, like so. At this point I have notched now. Fold it this way and sew 4 inches downward on the two sides of the back piece. And that will be it. Then on this front piece, I'm just going to trim out this other one. At this point, I will now cut it off. And that's it, guys. The front piece and the back piece. So I'll label it as well. This is method 2. Okay, the front piece. Method 2. The back piece. Okay, so it can see we're done with this. And if I bring the other two methods I have taught earlier on, you can match it together and see that there's practically no difference here. Method 2 for the front piece, method 1 for the front piece. You can see them both here. Practically no difference. You can see this. Then method 1 for the back piece, method 2 for the back piece. You can see the same thing. Just depends on what you want to, the one you choose to work with. And I must tell you, they are all very easy to work with. And that is it for the tutorial. The next video, I'm going to show you how to create a pattern. Two different ways you can create a pattern for your band, the trouser pants band. Two different ways. And also a front zip fly. I'll cut that pattern as well. And also yeah, the pockets. Okay, so the next video I'll show you how to do that. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channels. See you on my next video, guys. Bye.